There are probably things in your wardrobe that are making you look cheap, and that's not what we want. So let's get rid of them. Hello ladies, today let's talk about how to be more classy and how to dress more classy. What type of articles of clothing are really going to take your look to the next level and give you a mystique and highlight your feminine energy without looking a little too much, if you know what I mean. I made a whole video about the way that society is going with women just feeling the need to reveal everything that they have in order to get the validation that they are sexy and feminine, and that's simply not true. I 100% disagree. I believe that a woman can be very, very sexy, very attractive, very feminine without showing that much skin. And I definitely think that's actually in favor for the woman herself and the woman as a whole, because like I mentioned in my other video, if you literally show everything you got just in one photo, then you got nothing left to show, okay? And that's just the reality of it. So we really need to focus on how do we take what we were given, highlight our good, positive, strong attributes and show those off without being perceived as we're trying to get some kind of validation or we're trying to play into this society's norm that dressing provocatively is what all women should do, and if you don't, then something is wrong with you, okay? Because there are ways where you can look attractive and classy at the same time. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to cover up everything that you own, but there's definitely fine lines, okay? So look attractive, and it's really the type of clothes you wear, the type of clothes that accent your features, and it really always comes back to this. What is your goal? What is the type of person you are trying to become? And then whatever type of person you're trying to become, act like that person, dress like that person, embody that person, and portray yourself as that person, right? Are you a young woman that's growing? Should you be following all the trends that are on Instagram and whatever the hot new sites are coming out with, the clothing sites, or should you go more for a timeless look that is great all around? I personally prefer the timeless looks. I'm not super into trends, especially ones that come out on all the fashion sites and you see in magazines and on models. Reality is those trends fade very, very fast, and the clothing that's produced for those trends is usually very cheap clothing that's not going to highlight your features. It's not, some trends I cannot stand. For example, the neon trend, I do not like it. I think there's no room for it in my life. There's no room for it. I don't think there should be any room for it in anybody's life, but I just don't understand how it's attractive, why people are into it. It's very evident that it's very cheap fabrics, colors that don't accentuate your features, that aren't really complementary to your face or your skin tone or your hair color. They just don't do anything for a female, and most of the time these neon trends are also extremely provocative, and I don't think they give a classy look whatsoever. So I would probably X out certain things like this. Fake fur also does not make you look expensive and higher level as well. I disagree with the fake fur, the cheapy polyester synthetic fur. Definitely not a fan of it. Another thing that I just really don't like is, this is a good one. So have you seen those clothing, especially shoes, that they have the fake diamonds or bedazzled on them? It's a thing. I know it's definitely a thing and people wear that, but to me, these things that I'm mentioning just are very evidently, they just look cheap and inexpensive, and I feel like they literally just take your look notches down instead of elevating you and really highlighting you. If you're going to invest your money, and if you don't want to invest into expensive articles of clothing, then please, the last thing you should be doing is investing into articles of clothing that are going to make you look cheaper, because that's what all of those things do. Especially the bedazzled shoes and the bedazzled fake jewelry, all of that is just, you are better off getting something simple, getting something plain, without any type of trend, without any fake bedazzlement, because trust me, that just doesn't look good, especially when we are applying it also on the jewelry front. Okay, I'm a girl that doesn't wear too much jewelry. Of course, if it's very nice and classy, an actual fine fine metal, right, I will wear it. For example, you'll notice that I do like a nice watch, I do like a nice necklace and nice earrings, but most of the jewelry I own is very fine, so I don't like when it's bedazzled or large because I feel like it takes away from your face, from your features. I don't want the accents to go towards my clothing or towards my jewelry instead of to me, right? I don't want someone to be staring at a necklace I'm wearing the whole thing. I want it to complement my entire appearance. So I was never a fan of huge bedazzled things. I like more fine, luxurious items that are just make you look better and complement your look as opposed to being the focus of attention. I feel like when you make something the focus of attention besides you, you are taking away your own light, and it's almost like you are trying to almost show something off, or it just, to me, I don't like things that are really loud and screaming, and that also goes for clothing. Yes, there's the occasional experimentational dress that's more loud and more colorful than usual. It doesn't have to be like black or white or a nude color for me to get it. Of course, I do like color, but I'm saying I don't go out of my way to buy things that scream, look at me, look at my dress, look at my jewelry. I just don't think it does much for you. So for me, if you are thinking about jewelry or anything like that, you are better off not wearing anything at all, or getting something that's actually a fine metal, something that is, you know, kind of more on the luxurious side, because that's going to complement you. So save up. If you are in a tight spot or if you're looking to buy jewelry, you're honestly better off getting a type of piece that's going to complement you, that's fine and high quality, as opposed to a bunch of other things that are cheap and have fake diamonds and fake. That's just, I never understood the appeal of that, and you will never see me wear fake jewelry or anything like that. That doesn't make sense. So trust me, that is something that really cheapens down your look. So I would stay away from those types of things. And when it comes to your shoes, okay, we're just gonna focus on larger aspects today. We're not gonna go into all the minor details of styles of clothing, but just kind of general guidelines to be aware of. Shoes, of course, really either take you to the next level or they decrease. The number one thing I hate is dirty shoes. That is something that just you should avoid, okay? Like I said, you don't have to go and buy extremely like Gucci or Prada or anything, but I'm saying don't continue wearing a pair of shoes that's obviously run down, that's like where the heel is chipping or something, there's a very obvious scratch on it. It's very obvious, and a pair of shoes really shows a lot about a person. So that's one of my pet peeves, is rundown shoes, or shoes that are supposed to be white but they're really turning a weird gray color, or heels that you have been in your closet for years and they're comfortable and they match everything, so you continue wearing them, but they have scratches and the heel is scratched up, and it's not an attractive look. And also the height of your heel shows a lot too, right? Heels that have like a platform and are very like coated with a shiny, like, you'll see those types of shoes, right, at some stores. Even an expensive shoe can look cheap, and I just don't think it does you much favors. You really want to pay attention to what kind of material is your shoe made of. Is it shiny and it looks like you're wearing cheap plastic? Is the stiletto too high so you look like you shouldn't be at the event you're at? You really have to pay attention to those types of situations as well. And the big thing is, if you cannot walk in high heels, then you probably should go for a lower heel, because there's nothing worse than trying to elevate yourself by wearing a higher shoe and just feeling powerful and more presentable. And I know how that feels. I love a heel, but I would never wear something where I can't walk straight and uphold my posture and just look great as I'm walking. So really be conscious of that. If the heel is too high, either practice walking in it or just get something that is lower. When it comes to general articles of clothing, we already covered some of the trends. The things that are trending really is, you have to think about it. Like, why are we being shown the things we are? Whether it's on social media, whether it's on TV commercials or fashion websites, it's all a money-making business. Once you know that the reason people are doing things is to make money, then things become more clear, right? Is neon going to be a trend for forever? Definitely not. They're just trying to put something new out there to get a bunch of people to think gets hot, they have a few celebrities wear it, everybody buys it, and then the trend dies down within a few months, and it's usually not even something that's really attractive or does much for you. So you really have to think, the clothing I am wearing, what image am I trying to go after? How long is this going to last? How long is this a trend? Can I wear this in a year later? Can I mix and match it with something and still look classy and presentable, right? Because buying cheap and trendy clothing is not going to really elevate you or take you very far. You're going to end up throwing it away in a matter of months. So you have to be conscious of that. So really buy things that complement your figure, that complement your color tones, that you can wear with other items and to different settings. Like have a few staples that are for professional outings, for nice fun evenings, that also make you look classy and attractive. And again, I'm not saying you have to be extremely provocative in order to look classy and attractive, but there's definitely some items that you probably do want to stay away from, and there are items that will make you look much better. So just really pay attention to that. Pay attention to, what am I trying to portray? What is the media telling me I should be wearing? Why is this even a trend? Will this be a trend later on? And just think of all the times where you bought something that went out of style in a month or 2 months and really just doesn't make you look the best that it should. And I really definitely think we should all be striving to look the best that we can, and having just a good staple wardrobe that just makes us look good, as opposed to including weird trendy stuff. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, do subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time.